The common question that needs to be answered, and I will do the best that I can to my ability, is how does God, Jesus, and spirit guides all tie into religion? Now, I'm going to speak this from what I have been taught from Jesus, from God, and from angels, and from personal experiences through my near-death experience and through astral projection and many other experiences with my loved ones that have passed over and as a professional medium. To tell you flatly, there is no religion. That's the problem, is so many people in the world are, I hate to say, but kind of brainwashed to believe that there is only one true religion. And I'm here to tell you there's not. Every religion has their own truths to them, but there is not one of them that is more true than the other. They all possess different certain amounts of truths, but there is only one truth, and that truth is God. That truth is the universal love that is enveloped in all of us, that is inside all of us. That is the truth is our beingness that is eternal. So if there were to be any religion to follow, the religion that I follow, people have asked as well, or what religion to choose, how does that all tie in? The answer is love. That's it. It's love. There's no other answer to that. And there's nothing wrong with still wanting to follow a religion that's close to your heart, to how you feel personally identified in some way that makes you feel more of who you are. There's nothing wrong with that. I still do believe in Jesus, but that's only because I've seen him. I do believe Buddha existed because of my experiences as well. So there is no one set religion that is more identified to be true than the other. There's no better religion. And when it comes down to God and Jesus and spirit guides, the question is, how do they all tie into religion? They do not identify themselves to a religion. It was never them that created their religion. I understand there's going to be very many Christians that will go against this and argue this, and you can say what you want, but I'm telling you flatly what I've experienced. This is the truth. It was man that created religion, not Jesus, not God. When you even read certain scriptures of many years ago, scriptures that were not re-identified or reinterpreted, interpreted in different ways, based on other people's perceptions of metaphors. Because you can switch that around as much as you want, but there's only one answer to any of it, is that if you were, a good example, if you were to change everything Jesus says about I am the way, if you change the word I and you turn into love, love is the way, love is the answer. There is no other route around it. When I had my near-death experience, I remember specifically where I asked an angel, and I asked Jesus, what's the whole concept of religion? He even told me that man made it this way, and he never wanted it that way. That was never his intention. He wanted to help people see how much to love each other. He wanted to embrace and help people to embrace each other without judging each other. I'm feeling him now. He didn't want people to set themselves apart. He didn't want people to judge each other. He's really coming through now. Based on what they believe. Why do you think he died? Because of their belief against him. And that's what caused the kill. That's what caused it. Sacrifice was never the intention. His message was supposed to just spread that love. It was never meant. He wasn't really supposed to die, but it turned into that anyway. His focus was to spread love and to help people see the message. And all he had to do was tell a few people who spread it around like wildfire. Because that's how love spreads. It's that fast. And unfortunately, certain people, have turned it into something that it's not supposed to be. Where does love tie into this? Where does love tie into God and Jesus? It's in everything. Honestly, I can never even pick up a Bible the same way because I don't see it the same way anymore. Do I still feel there's some truth to it because it's what I was raised with? Yes. Does that make me a Christian? No. There was one point when my dad, he asked me, like, I told him, I said, I don't have a religion. I don't believe in religion anymore. It separates people. And he said, well, do you believe in Jesus? I said, yes, of course. He said, well, that makes you Christian. I said, no, it doesn't. Just because I believe in Buddha, that doesn't all of a sudden make me Buddhist, does it? No. It's the identification that blocks people's minds, that blocks them from seeing here. Not here, but here. That was the only message. And even when it came to Buddha, that was his message. It was similar. Even with reincarnation, it was the same thing. He had the same abilities, just as Jesus did. They were very similar beings. They were very similar, high spiritual people. They were no different. Their message was only to love. It was never to be identified in some way to separate the world. That was never the purpose. And the unfortunate part is that so many people, a lot of people, have built this collective ego. And these collective egos are the people that are very unaware, vastly unaware of their consciousness being of themselves, their soul. Some people say, oh, I know my soul, I have a soul. No, you are a soul experiencing human lifestyle. That alone is a powerful change to somebody. And when people ask, how does God and Jesus and spirit guides tie into religion? They don't tie into anything. They just are. They were always who they were. It was religion that tied them into that identification, not them. God didn't create us to make us separate each other. That was never his intention. The whole point was to just let us be who we were in love. And I'm always brought back to the 70s, 60s and 70s, when all the hippies were sprouting around and throwing flowers, and sure they did some things that weren't really good, but their message was always love and peace, right? And yet it was quickly demolished. But that was one of the most profound, beautiful moments of that decade. Because that was so non-judging. That was the message they were trying to spread, that positive message. And then it quickly gets diminished not only by religious folks and people that are closed-minded or people that just don't believe in anything at all as far as their spiritual beingness. So I just wanted to answer this question by somebody who asked, and there's no other way around it. There is no religion. So if you're having a hard time choosing what religion, I'm letting you know from what I've experienced with Jesus and with God, I understand that the terrifying feeling of not being identified by a religion, to all of a sudden say, you don't have one. I get it. But I'll tell you right now, it's not against God, because you would still love God, right? I don't have a religion. I still love God. I still believe in heaven. I still believe in reincarnation. I believe in spirit guides. I believe in angels. I believe in Jesus and Buddha. But you don't need a label. You don't need an identification to be identified as who you are. All you need is to know the truth of what you feel inside. And that's your religion. Your religion is who you are. Since when do you have to go by a religion? Why can't you make your own inside of who you are? Why can't your behavior, your love, that immeasurable love, be your religion? Let's make a new movement. Let's make love the new religion. There's no other better religion, right? How incredible is that? Every time when people ask me, what's your religion? I say love. So if you believe, or if you feel that that is your best or favorable, or the one you feel most comfortable, please share your comments below and share your experience. And if you have questions or concerns, or even doubts, or would like a reading with me, please go to my website at www.lastfrontiermedium.com, or you can make comments below on YouTube. But don't be afraid of not being identified by some label, because you'll find very quickly it's freeing.